History Archives. From our Statement of Purpose, 1974, we are guided by the following principles.
All lesbian women must have access to the archives. No credentials for usage or inclusion. Race and class and physical ability must be no barrier.
The archive should be housed within the community, not on an academic campus that is by definition closed to many women.
The archive should be involved in the political struggles of the lesbian people.
Archival skills shall be taught, one generation of lesbians to another, breaking the elitism of traditional archives.
The community should share in the work of the archives.
The archives will collect the prints of all our lives, not just preserve the records of the famous or the published.
Funding is sought from within the community the archive serves, rather than from outside sources.
From our visitors book.
Reckon I've never seen such an extensive collection of sleazy lesbian erotica paperbacks. My compliments. Today I have been warmed through and through. The ambience here is unmistakably lesbiana, to be found nowhere else, quite as peaceful and finely tuned. To be amongst literature of every facet of ourselves and our history is by far a sensational experience I will once again return for. It would take days to capture just a bit of what you have gathered here. What treasures you hold, we hold. Many thanks, Viv.
This place is incredible. A week and a half of long days and hard work, searching for anything and everything on Asian Pacific lesbians. I feel like I've just scratched the surface. There's so much work for all of us to do. Keep up the great work and loving energy. Thanks for all your generosity and warmth. Stay in touch. You'll be hearing from me. Loving kisses, Christy.
Sitting in this treasure grove and seeing names of many women whom I know written in this guest book, I can sense the importance of this place. I've been a lesbian activist for many years. Lately I've been struggling to understand the role of science, technology, and militarism in our lives. This path is a part of a long way to freedom, love and energy for all lesbians in struggle. Thanks for a written tour of the archives for a woman who is deaf. Eva.
More than a bit overwhelming. As soon as I get home, I'm sending you lots of my young bar dyke photos, and also I'll leave you my photos in my will. Great, exciting, stimulating, fascinating, outrageous, and more. I love you. Della Disgrace.
I'm here with other members of the Women's Collective of the Great Peace March for Global Nuclear Disarmament. We've walked from Los Angeles to New York and will continue on to Washington, D.C. One of the revelations of this march for me has been that, indeed, we are everywhere, in tiny towns as well as the big cities. Thank you, lesbians, for working to keep us visible towards peace, justice, and all that most important stuff. Annette.
A poem for the archives. I'm here among women who breathe softly in my ear, who speak gently in a voice that will not be stilled. I'm here in a cradle, or a womb, or a lap, on a knee that is shapely under my thigh, leaving the impression that I will never be alone. I'm here to remember faces I have never seen before, and I do. Love you, Jill Gomez.
(1980) Dear Joan and Debbie, thank you so much. I leave this place much richer for knowing it exists. I'll be back. April.
1980, to whom it may concern. I've been reading the book Our Bodies, Ourselves, in which I came across your organisation in Chapter 5. In America, they call us dykes. And I need info about being gay, because I feel that I am sort of gay, but don't know where to go for a rap session or what to do about it. I would deeply appreciate whatever comments I could get from you as far as being a lesbian is concerned. If you know of any groups I could get involved with in Hawaii, please let me know. Thank you, Donna D.
1980. Dear Women of Lesbian History Archives, I've followed the work you've been doing for some time and was glad to see the latest account of it in Sinister Wisdom. I'm sending along the enclosed contribution in hope it will help the archives along. Your work seems to me both important and correct in its orientation. Very best wishes, Jean. P.S. If you have tax-exempt status, I would appreciate a receipt, otherwise it's not necessary.
1980. Dear wonderful women, every time I try to say something in gratitude to you, my normal run at the mouth comes to a dead standstill. As my shyness diminishes, I hope my self-censoring tangle will ease because I want to be a part of the contributory and congratulatory chorus. I enjoyed the follow-up to the oral history workshop and was particularly moved by Daisy's story. Since that time, I've been challenging myself to articulate deep feelings never really dealt with, even after coming out. This internal dialogue was initially renewed at the first workshop when Joan asked us to ask ourselves how we are going to unearth our history if we're biased against our own lesbian people, butchers, passing women. When I see a lesbian on the street who looks and acts very straight, like my father, I look steadily at the ground till past. But others, lesbian and straight, say that I look like a lumberjack, or their brothers, or my father. Just this past weekend, my sister's friend said she'd been expecting to meet a truck driver type and hunched her shoulders and spoke gruffly to illustrate, and then, without saying she hadn't found one, she said, after I sang a song about loving women, that I was really a very sensitive person. Wasn't that nice? It seems I've managed to slink back into the closet so thoroughly, pretending I'm at worst perceived as some anonymous work-shirted, unisexual, leftist, feminist type. Is there a such? Feeling so oppressed by the limitations and loneliness in my life that I can't see how oppressive, particularly in my unexamined attitudes, I am to others. Anyway, your courage and sensitivity are causing mine to slowly come alive again. Francis.